Mm.
Still good?
Tastes like metal.
All right. Okay. This is the greatest opener ever. All right. Welcome back to the Booth Podcast. This is episode 6. And we've been trapped under quarantine for how many days now?
Well, I've been on quarantine since last Wednesday, I guess technically, so almost a full week for
Almost a
me.
week. Almost a week.
Are you guys under full quarantine yet? Like shelter in position?
No.
Ours starts tonight at midnight.
Ours, so I don't know. It was a weird order that John Bell put out. He was like, yeah, if you're not an essential business, like such as like transport, food,
Right.
XYZ, hospital, whatever, if you don't have one of those positions, then stay home.
Yeah.
If you can work from home, great, but if whatever. Um anyway, someone at the company that my cousin works for told him like, "Hey, like you can't like have X number of people in the office." So right now I think they have like they're maxed out at like 12 people. I think it's like company
Mm-hmm.
policy deciding to do that. But they're maxed out at like 12 people in the office right now, throughout the building. So like warehouse and all. And they're like swapping days.
Interesting.
So she's
Okay.
working like every other day and then
Gotcha.
working remotely the other days that she's not in the office.
Yeah.
But I mean, granted, there's 4 guys at my work, so
That's
small
true.
operation. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised within the next, week or two if somebody says,
Yeah.
"Hey, nothing."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's weird times we live in. You know what's even
weird.
weirder?
Go ahead.
The Denver airport.
What's up with the Denver airport?
Have you not heard?
No,
Okay.
enlighten
The
me.
Denver the Denver airport is the largest airport by land. Okay. They purchased whenever the airport was being
You're saying
constructed, they
like
purchased
landlocked?
no, by land area. So the
Okay.
Atlanta airport's the biggest by building size, the Denver airport's the largest by land area,
Okay.
which is weird to begin with because they don't use all the land that was purchased for the airport. Okay? Number 1.
Okay.
There's conflicting reports about this next part. So it's either one of two things. Either one, there was already 5 buildings on the property at time of purchase, or they constructed 5 buildings right after time of purchase. Okay?
Okay.
Regardless of how those 5 buildings got there, there are 5 buildings there before the airport was built. Rather than demolishing the buildings were or dirt was brought in, covered the buildings, and then they built the airport on top of the buildings that were already there. Okay? Still with me?
Yeah, but when was this purchased? Do you
Ooh,
know?
when was this purchased?
I'm just curious, like what kind of time frame are we talking about? And is there a max number of 5 buildings? Like is that like a FAA deal or like what is that?
No, 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 no. What I'm saying is that I'm not too sure about the time frame here, but what I'm saying is that there was 5 buildings. 5 buildings have nothing to do with the FAA or anything like that. These 5 buildings, everybody agrees that there were 5 buildings that were buried and are underneath the Denver airport right now, that were never destroyed, that were perfectly functional buildings. Okay?
Just buried.
Just buried.
Is there a reason behind this?
I'll get to that. Let me let
Okay.
me give you all the weird stuff first.
Okay, so why so is
And
there
there's a lot
only
more. This is the tip of the iceberg, Matthew. There's so much farther
I'm
to
so
go.
glad. I'm so glad. But are we saying that like what's the 5 buildings deal? Is there 5 on the property now or is there like way more?
There's way more, but
Okay.
these 5 buildings were everybody agrees with this that there are 5 buildings that are underneath the current structure of the airport itself, the main terminal.
That's freaking weird.
It gets weirder.
Okay.
The Denver
I
Broncos
want to know when this started. I'm going to do some research. Keep talking.
Okay, the Denver Broncos started play football in the city of. Okay, first of all, going back to this whole project in the first place, there was a perfectly functional Denver International Airport that was actually closer to the downtown area, and they were not working at maximum capacity at the time that this project was started. So that's already fishy
Okay.
in the first place. That you already have an airport that was pretty modern and pretty up to date by that time standards, and we're not operating at full capacity. Could be operating at a higher capacity than it was, and was closer to the downtown area than the new Denver airport is. Okay,
Okay.
I think it was in the 80s. I think
Denver opened in 1995.
so. It would have been constructed in the 80s.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of yeah.
Okay.
So in front of the airport, there is a statue of a blue horse with fiery red eyes that glow in the dark, glow at nighttime.
Okay.
This horse, the statue was nicknamed Blucifer.
Blucifer. Okay. I like it.
Blucifer.
I like it.
Blucifer is cursed.
How so?
The artist that created it during the creation of the statue, obviously large statues are created in pieces and then they're put together whenever they're erected, right?
Correct.
The head fell off of Blucifer, landed on the sculptor's leg, severing his artery and killing him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Gets even weirder. I'm going to send you.
Yeah, I wanna read through whatever you're reading through.
I'm not reading through anything. This is off the top of my head. I watched some
Okay.
videos yesterday, but I'm going to
Okay.
send you some pictures. Okay. Now I want you to tell me if these pictures belong in an airport for Denver. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't know if you've been to Denver. You've definitely been to Denver.
I've never been to
Um,
Denver actually.
you've been to Colorado then. You at least
Yeah,
know
been to
somewhat
Colorado.
of Colorado, right?
Yep, never been
Actually,
to Denver though.
I'm going to send you this one picture because this has all four of the murals in question. Now, since in recent times, is this the right picture? Yeah. You might have to zoom in a little bit on this because it's just kind of a small picture, but you'll be able to get the gist of it. These murals have since been replaced, so let me get that out of the way. But I want you to tell me if these murals that were scattered around the Denver airport belong in the Denver airport.
Um,
I put them in the Discord chat.
yeah.
You're gonna have to do a little zoomy zoom.
What the fuck?
So we're looking at where you're looking at them, right? They're a little blurry because it was kind of put together, but I just want to go through what these are, okay?
What the hell? Okay,
Top
so let's
left, you
start. Yes, top left. Go ahead.
that so on the left side you see like that curve of brown. It's kind of pixelated out, but I'll go ahead and tell you what that is. That is a trail of women who are holding dead babies.
That's lovely.
That man on his helmet has a golden eagle, which was last used by the Nazis.
Holding a saber and what appears to be an AK.
Correct. That saber is piercing the chest of a white dove, which is a symbolism for peace.
And when were these? They were in from the start?
This was in from the start, along with the horse.
What the fuck?
Not only this, but there are gargoyles, statues of gargoyles throughout the entire airport, and there is even a statue of a devil popping out of a suitcase.
No. No.
Yes. Yes.
No. What is this, dude? Do we know what building that is with the soldier?
No, it's just a building of rubble.
Okay.
The rest of them, like the bottom right, is a picture of there's another picture in the airport,
Looks
or
like a
that was in the
psychedelic
airport.
Last Supper. Is that what that bottom
Yeah,
right
but
picture looks
there's
like?
another mural that's missing from this one where it's a group of people and there's a person that is bestowing a gun to an Aryan child, what looks to be an Aryan child.
What?
Yes.
Dude, in 95?
Yes.
What the hell?
Here, I'm sending you a picture of the devil's suitcase right now.
Go ahead.
And I'll send you a picture of the horse as well while we're at it. Because this gets deeper. This gets even deeper. All right. You should now have the devil and the horse.
Oh God.
That horse is in the front of the airport.
All right, so that's the devil popping out of a suitcase.
Yeah, that's in the
Could you
Denver
not
airport.
find any higher res pictures than
I'm
this?
just these are the first pictures I'm finding.
No, that's
Okay,
fine. It's fine.
I have seen that devil suitcase one, but I didn't think much of it. I just thought it was weird modern art when I
So
was there.
this is Blucifer.
Yes, I never saw Lucifer because the only time I've been in the Denver airport, it was a connecting flight, so I never went outside. So I never saw Lucifer, but I
That's
have seen the devil
terrifying.
suitcase. Yeah, that's in front of the airport,
It's a cool looking horse though. I'll give it to the
isn't it?
sculptor. It's pretty solid.
I mean, he died, so he better.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Okay. Now, wrapping this
Jesus
all up.
Christ. Do you have more stuff to send me or am I good?
Yes, I have one more thing to
Okay,
send you.
go ahead. Or build up to it. Do whatever you're gonna do.
I think that's what it's called. Yes, this is what it's called. Okay. So when a building's complete, the last stone that they place, I forget what the actual calling of it is, but they usually, especially when it's a big building and a big building of importance like this,
Mhm.
they will place kind of a like the last stone that they place is important, just as important as the first cornerstone, right?
Mhm.
So this is the one. This is the stone that they placed in memoriam at the completion of this airport.
It's a
So
swastika. I don't
no,
know.
we're getting to the swastika.
Oh Jesus. Oh no. Okay, what is this? Denver International Airport, Wellington, the time
Okay.
capsule beneath the stone
So
contains
let me
messages. Okay, go ahead.
yes. So the G, right?
The Mason logo.
Good. I'm glad you know what that is.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Why don't you read what's underneath that? Underneath March 19th, 1994.
New World Airport Commission contributors Martin Marietta Aeronautics, Fintris,
Those
Bradburn
last names don't matter.
Architects.
Those names don't
Okay.
matter.
So New
But
World
what I want
Airport Commission. What? Okay. Go ahead.
when you Google it, this is the only time that comes up. The New
Really?
World Airport Commission. Yes.
It's been changed, I assume.
No, 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 no. The New World Airport Commission doesn't exist on any public records.
Really?
Correct.
Dude, they were planning some shit.
So the Mason logo, the Freemason logo, I should say,
Yes.
right? The Freemasons themselves are obsessed with the New World or connected with the New World Order.
That is insane, dude. New World Airport Commission. This is
And
spooky.
the time capsule beneath this stone contains messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094.
2094.
2094. I don't remember if it's
I plan on
definitely
being dead by then, but you know.
it's definitely not 2094, but the date, March 19th, 1994. I don't know if you add the 3 from the month of March, but I do know that if you do some addition in there, I don't know if it's just 19 and then 1994 or it's 3/19/1994. But when you add all the letters, like all of them together, like I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's 3191994 or if it's just 191994. But when you add some semblance in there, it adds up to 33, which is the highest level you can reach in the Freemasonry. Is level 33. And a lot of the people that I mentioned on here are tend to be connected with the Freemasons.
What the hell?
Now going back to the 5 buildings that are underneath the airport.
Go ahead.
They're underneath the stone. So the time capsule that's beneath the stone contains messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094.
Okay.
So 5 buildings under the airport.
Some
5
shit's gonna
buildings
go
under the
down, man.
airport that had a mural of a Nazi soldier killing peace and a trail of women with dead babies, and power being seemingly handed to an Aryan child.
Oh my God. Can we go back to those pictures?
Now,
Can we talk about the other 3 pictures?
yeah, okay. So I'm not too sure about the other pictures, though they are really weird.
They're strange as hell.
Now if you see the bottom left, it looks like a forest on fire. Do you see
Yeah.
that on the bottom left one? Forest on fire, the psychedelic Last Supper,
Psychedelic Last Supper and a child in a what appears to be a
coffin,
whatchamacallit. Thank you, coffin.
and it's an Aryan girl.
This is weird, man.
And you want to know the icing on the cake?
Did you say when these were taken down or no?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
They the Denver airport, because this became like a whole conspiracy and very well known, the CEO of the Denver airport commissioned a public art competition to replace the mural, so that way people would get off their backs about it. The horse is still there though, and that stone's still there, and the devil's suitcase is still there. Now, Matthew,
This is creepy, man. I had no
it gets
idea. I had
there's
no
one more
idea.
there's one more icing on this cake. Okay,
We got visuals on it.
I need to pull up Google Maps. I'll send you a screenshot once I get it up. Okay.
All right. Oh man, this is
This
strange.
this last one is just you're gonna flip your shit. Oh, I fucked that one up.
This is weird, man.
Okay. So I'm gonna send you 2 different things, okay? We're gonna have an original, and then we're going to copy it, or hold on. Okay. So we have the original, which is right there. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to make a copy of this original. Sorry, this is taking a while.
No, you're fine.
Probably should have prepared for this better, but this is what we're doing
We're
now. Okay,
professionals. What are you
here's the
talking about?
copy. I know that no one can see this right now, but I'm drawing this out for Matthew just so he sees what's going on here. So remember how you mentioned our favorite Nazi symbol?
hmm
Hold on.
There's no
God damn
way.
it. What?
There's no way.
I think you know where I'm going with this right now.
There's no way.
The runways
You no. 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 There's absolutely no way.
create a swastika.
They do not. Are you sending me a Google Maps image?
So here's it without my markings, and then I drew over which ones are runways.
Okay. They do not, dude. What?
Now, when pressed about this question, the CEO of the airport stated that it was so airplanes could so they could have 4 operating runways at all times, and or there's technically there was a runway that was added. You see that kind of really bad drawn rectangle at the top there.
Yeah.
One of those runways were added after the fact. But so it used to just be one there. So it used to look a lot more like a swastika than it does now. She said that it was so that way they could have runways operating in all directions depending upon the weather. Now, JFK, Chicago Airport, and LAX all have the same number of runways,
hmm
except, and she stated that this is normal for an airport runway layout to look like this.
Is it
None of
though?
them look anything like it. Most of the time, you're gonna have 2
That's a
parallel runways.
swastika.
Normally, you're gonna have 2 parallel runways like this, right?
hmm
With another one that goes like this in the middle of them.
Yes.
Okay. And that's how they're able to change directions, because then you have these 2 directions and then you have these 2 directions like this.
hmm
And sometimes if it's a bigger airport, you'll have another one that's like this. So you can get all directions.
Okay.
None of them do it like that. Few more facts. This airport was $1 billion over budget at time of completion.
But billion?
$1 billion over budget. In 2013, there was an incident where 7 individual planes' windshields cracked all instantaneously, all at
That
the
was
same time.
planned, dude. That was planned.
A lot of conspiracy theorists say that that's due to electrical magnetic pulses that are emitting from the 5 buildings underneath the airport.
It was
Now,
absolutely planned.
those 5 buildings underneath the airport also are confirmed to have a complex system of tube networks that connect the buildings, and they're still those buildings when they were buried in such a way that they were still be like they're essentially created into a basement of the airport.
So they're still accessible.
Yes.
Okay.
During in 2000 or during North Korea missile scares during the Obama administration,
hmm
Obama was unpromptly and there was no explanation for this, flew to the Denver International Airport. And there was no motorcades that were seen leaving the airport.
Really?
Yes, he was just in the airport during the North Korea missile scare.
What the fuck?
And the airport used the 5 buildings underneath the building. They explained it as it was a high capacity, high level form of baggage sorting that was going to be tested to be used at the Denver International Airport that had been seen at no other airport. So they needed a lot more space because it was new technology that they were testing. Even though they don't use it, they use a normal baggage claim system and baggage sorting system now.
And the president had to be there for what?
So the conspiracy is that the 5 buildings underneath are actually the headquarters of the Freemasons, and that they are also act as nuclear bunkers, which is why the president, who would be a Freemason, would be shipped there to be protected in the underground bases.
My question is, does Denver or the state of Colorado have anything to do with masonry?
I don't know about that.
That's what I'm curious about because
pretty schwanky though, right?
this is something. I like it. I like it a lot.
I told you I had something juicy I wanted to
This
talk
is
about.
great. I love this.
I was watching a video about this last night, and I was like, "There's no way that the kicker was the runways, like how they're shaped." And I don't know by how long, by the way, but I do know that the project did go over time as well as over budget. I know by how much it went over budget. Not sure about how much longer it took to construct.
Apparently, there's also an Egyptian god of death.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention there's a statue of the Egyptian god of death in the
There's a
airport as well.
King Tut. Oh God. In 2010, the airport installed a 26-foot tall, 7-ton concrete statue of Anubis, the
Yep.
Egyptian god of death. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, Matthew,
This website is also saying that there's a railroad that runs from
yes,
building to
yes,
building
yes, that's a part of the
underground.
that's part of the complex tunnel network system. The Denver airport said that it was to be used for minecart like devices that would be shuttling luggage for their advanced sorting system, high capacity sorting system.
Oh my God.
So you really had no idea of any of this before I
None of
told
it.
you.
Absolutely none of it. This is insane. I love this shit.
I found you a conspiracy theory you knew nothing about.
Oh
I love
God,
it.
this is great. I don't know of many of them, but like the ones that I do know of, it's a fucking rabbit hole.
And
Oh God.
I completely like found this by accident. Like I was just on my YouTube recommended page, and it said conspiracy theory about the Denver airport, and then it was the picture of the horse, and I'm like, this is interesting. At first, I thought that picture of the horse was photoshopped. Oh no, that's real. The eyes really do glow at night. They are red LEDs that turn on at night.
It's kind of funny, honestly. The
Now,
statue,
like,
anyway.
yeah, especially the story about how it killed its creator.
Yeah.
I tend to not really go for the Freemasonry thing or the Illuminati or anything like that, or the New World Order or anything of the sort. Oh, also the horse has been the creator of the horse described it as one of the four horses of the apocalypse, which the Freemasons are all over that as well.
What?
Yeah, that's why I got the name Lucifer, because it's supposed to be the undead horse, the demon horse.
Like, I don't even
Um,
know. Like, I'm not like, I don't understand. Like, what are Freemasons? Like, what do they do? What was the origin?
so the Freemasons are supposed to be a group of elite, like the global elite and the billionaires of the world that are supposed to be pulling the strings of, all world events and whatever. Like, we think that we have, like, different nations that are doing different things and everything is unpredictable and yada yada yada. Well, the idea of the Freemasonry is that it's not unpredictable, and you have all these global elites and billionaires that are actually the ones that are pulling the strings, and they want to create a new world order. A lot of people say that the Freemasons are a lot of Nazis that ran away to Argentina and kind of created the Freemasons and are using it to fuel the rise of the Fourth Reich, which would be the New World Order. And that picture of the Nazi soldier is supposed to symbolize that America finally falls to the Nazis and to the Aryans.
What the fuck? This is insane, dude.
Because usually when you're at airports, you have like murals of stuff from that city, right? Or you have murals of
You would think.
aviation, or if you have any like statues, it'd be aviation statues, or like in Austin, they have a bunch of guitars in the airport, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's the live music capital of the world.
Yeah.
There's nothing ever sketchy that I've seen like art wise in the Austin airport. But this shit.
Oh my god, dude.
So yeah, I don't know what actually is going on at the Denver airport, but
This is a total mindfuck. I love it.
there you go,
Oh
sir.
man. That's fucking great. Thank you. Thank you for
You're so
sharing
welcome.
that. Oh god. That was good. That was good. Uh, fuck, dude. The whole Freemasonry shit. That gives me the heebie-jeebies, like big time. Like, I don't know
I can
what the
also
fuck it is. Like,
After the podcast, I'll send you the video that I had watched. It was a
yeah.
podcast of guys. They on one of their episodes, it was four dudes in a podcast, and they all but one guy brought up different conspiracy theories. One guy had two conspiracy theories. There was another one about 9/11, which I found pretty compelling as well. But
Mm,
not that it didn't. No, this one is tasteful. This one is more factual. It's not about the fact that
what
it's an
what was
inside
the
job or
motive
anything like
behind
this.
it?
So what the
What's like
conspiracy
the
theory?
main? Yeah, yeah. It's a conspiracy.
Oh, that Flight 93, the one that crashed in Pennsylvania, that
Mm,
was headed for the White House, was shot down by F-16s instead of crashed by the passengers that took over the plane.
I see.
Yeah. Which either way, the death of the passengers, I think, no matter what happened, would not have gone in vain because it was in order to save a lot more people's lives.
Yeah, I
No matter
mean,
what happened, I would not blame the government for shooting down that flight, especially because they confirmed that it was overtaken by terrorists.
yes.
Yeah.
As messed up as it sounds and as it was, yeah,
Do you want me to just give you the TLDR of that one?
yeah, sure.
TLDR of that one is that George the really big, damning, and compelling case is that George W. Bush gave the order for the F-16s in the air around the plane to shoot down the plane. He says that in his memoirs. And he said that up until this point, he thought that the plane had been shot down. But that was his way of covering it up, saying and going along with the narrative that the passengers took it over and crashed into the field in Pennsylvania. Okay. So the president was under the impression that it had been shot down by the F-16s. There were confirmed F-16s in the air around that airplane. Okay. At the time, so the airplane took off an hour and 30 minutes. So the first tower goes down an hour and 30 minutes before that plane takes off, or before that plane is intercepted. Okay.
Okay.
31 minutes before the plane's intercepted, the second tower comes down. Okay.
Okay.
F-16s were in the air 10 minutes away from the flight at the time of the second tower collapse, meaning they had 20 minutes. They had 10 minutes to get. That's at subsonic speeds. So at supersonic speeds, which the F-16s were capable of, they could have gotten there in 5 minutes. I gave them 25 minutes to radio contact the airplane and decide whether or not to shoot it down. Okay.
Damn.
The two engines landed 2,000 feet away from the crash site and were buried 4 feet into the ground. Okay.
Yeah, engines don't just fall off of planes.
Especially if the airplane came down on its engines when crashing. Which is the story that the media covered.
Huh.
There was mail, because most passenger liners also carry U.S. mail, right?
Yeah.
It's part of infrastructure. It makes more sense for, passenger planes that have the capacity to carry mail to do so. That's why they're such big sticklers on weight and stuff like that. Anyways, mail that was on the plane was scattered in a 10,000 feet radius from the crash site. The wind was 8 miles an hour that day.
Would not have gone that far.
The mail would have had to have been airborne for an hour and a half
to go that far
after impact to go that far.
Yeah.
A man was hiding in the bathroom and was on the phone when the plane broke up, no matter if it was shot down or broke up in the air or crashed, because he was on the phone and
wouldn't have broken up in the air.
You heard a loud bang, and then he said, "I think the plane just got hit." And then the call cuts off.
Jesus Christ.
The air traffic control tower in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Cleveland airport, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was watching this all on the radar. Okay. And they said that there were F-16s in the air flying information around the airplane before they were then told to not talk about the situation. And no one said anything about it since.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck, dude? There's so much that the government doesn't tell us. There's so much.
I don't know why they covered that one up though. Like I would have been, like I said, I would have been more than okay to believe. Like I never even thought about it. I just always thought that Flight 93 crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. I never thought of the reasons why or how. Right. The reason why we believe that the passengers took it over, or they said that the passengers took it over and decided to crash into a field in Pennsylvania, was because people were on the cell phones. We had cell phone calls from the flight. The last moments, people calling their loved ones, saying their final goodbyes and what have you.
Is there survivors from that crash or no?
No, everyone died.
I don't know, man. I feel like I could put a plane down like fairly soft.
That was my thing. It's like if I'm the survivor, like assume that I have no knowledge of aviation or anything like that, because I have a fairly decent knowledge of aviation. I know how an airplane works. I play Kerbal Space Program. I know some form of flight.
Yeah.
I feel like I could confidently at least crash the plane to where there would be some survivors.
Somewhat safely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, especially,
so
I don't know if you've been to Pennsylvania, but they have big ass fucking fields with no trees.
And it was a big ass fucking. It was a big field that was surrounded by trees, but it was a big enough field that they could have slid and stopped the plane. They would have. The point that I'm trying to make here is that if it was a controlled crash, there would have been some survivors, at least in my mind.
I see.
But I also understand where the government's coming from in this situation. They just had 2 towers go down, and the Pentagon was just hit. And this plane was on a
Yeah,
perfect trajectory for the White House.
you can't say that we shot down a civilian plane at that point.
I understand that, but at the same time, I don't blame them for it with knowing the situation that they were in at the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't blame them for that, because I'm sorry, engines don't fall off of planes. That just doesn't
No,
happen. And
no,
panels from planes don't just randomly rip off midair. It just doesn't
yeah,
happen to make that
right.
much mail
Mail,
fly.
yeah,
Like, stuff like that just does not happen. And
yeah.
I mean, again, I get it. It was during 9/11, literally, but and I understand like all like safety procedures and whatnot have gotten way more strict, but like we've been flying as a nation for what? How many years?
Since the late 40s
Yeah,
for passenger liners.
so long. So long.
Yeah,
Like,
early 30s, late 40s.
yeah. Like, yeah, it wasn't perfect back then, but it was good enough.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. Especially like the technology that we had at that point. Shit, like engines falling off of planes doesn't happen. Just
no,
doesn't.
it was a 7. I think it was a Boeing 737 as well.
Yeah. No. It like
So
shit like that doesn't
one of
happen. It was
yeah.
shot down and yeah. But I mean, at any
Also,
point, the U.S. government could never come out and be like, "Hey, we shot down a civilian flight
right,
because it was taken over by terrorists."
yeah.
No, no,
But like I personally, I don't I believe that they shut it down, and I don't blame them for it,
no. I
like
don't
at all.
blame them for it either.
Like
Like,
that was the call. That
yeah,
was definitely because there was no way for them in the time that they had because Pennsylvania in an airplane is not far from DC.
mm-mm,
So the time that they had to say to confirm that the passengers were telling them the truth that they had taking back over the plane,
mhm,
like there's no way. There was no way that they could have confirmed that information.
yeah,
Because there could have very well have been a terrorist that was just really good at English on that plane that said, "I'm a passenger. We took it over, you know, and we're going to crash into a field in Pennsylvania." Right?
yeah,
Because imagine you make that call. You're George W. Bush, and you have that information. Okay, let it go. They're true Americans. They're going to do their part to save this country. And then 5 minutes later, you're dead on the kitchen floor of the White House because there was an airplane that was just hit you.
yeah.
You know, like that's the situation they were in. So
It's pretty
I
insane to
think
think about.
the most damning thing was the engines and the fact that George W. in his memoirs gave the order to have those F-16s shoot down that airplane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't blame him.
No.
I don't blame him. But
So yeah, those are the conspiracy theories.
those are fucking insane and
Yeah.
wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You have anything you
God,
want to talk about?
man, oh God, I've been working, so I haven't been able to just find random shit. But yeah.
I've been quarantining. My school starts Thursday, finally back up. So there's that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For online, right?
Uh, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Online. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be walking around the halls.
I mean, shit. I don't know. You're in Austin. You got some
That's
crazy ass
true.
people over there.
That's very true.
Um,
So yeah.
that's fucking wild, dude. I had no idea about the Denver airport. That's insane.
You're still on the Denver airport.
That's insane, dude. The what fucks me up is the most is the New World Commission.
The new World Airport
The
Commission.
New
Yeah.
World Airport Commission, excuse me.
Yeah.
That that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's really fucked up. I don't
Yeah.
there's Nazis running an airport. Wonderful. This is the world we live in. Oh God.
The CEO has gone so far to cover it up as dedicating the whole month of March to Wild Conspiracy or to Public Art Day or Public Art Month,
Wild
where they
conspiracies.
um where they display different public or different modern artists from the Denver area.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, that's cool.
because the airport was, the airport was completed in March, and
Yeah.
that's how they ended up removing those murals and replacing them because of yeah,
Gotcha.
which is why I never saw them because like I said, I was in the Denver airport for an hour, for 4 hours, like last year, and I never saw any of the murals. I saw the suitcase. I did see the devil in the suitcase, and I did see the giant statue of the Egyptian god of death, but I never
It
saw
makes
the
me really
murals.
not want to go to Denver. What the fuck?
Hey, don't you have a job offer out there?
Yeah, I do. But like, what the fuck? That's terrifying, dude. I actually had no idea about any of that. Oh God.
And it's a nice airport, but it's big as fuck.
I'm sure it's a nice airport. I mean, like,
Like it's big for Denver size. Like
Denver's a pretty populated area.
it is,
So,
but and like I said, biggest airport by land size, not by building size. Building
yeah.
size is Atlanta. Atlanta is the largest airport by building
Do
size.
they still only have four like main directions for their uh whatchamacallit?
The runways.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, that was I those pictures I sent you. Those are um I went straight to Google Maps and I got those. Those
that's
are the
crazy.
satellite images of the airport.
That's insane. Because like
Yeah,
Atlanta, for instance, has like almost 360 like around the building.
yeah,
Like it's pretty intense. Like whenever you're flying into Atlanta, like you'll see planes coming from like literally every direction, going
yeah,
in and out.
yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
It's insane.
But that's insane, man.
And the longest runway, which is the one that's facing north south, that's the
Hmm.
left furthermost,
Hmm.
is long enough to land a 747 and long enough to land the space shuttle on. And there's very few runways in the United States that are long enough to do that. There's one at actually the Air Force Base in Alexandria,
Hmm.
where the Air Force One usually lands because it's an
Hmm.
Air Force base. That runway is also long enough for the space shuttle to land on. But the reason this one's interesting is that most of the time the space shuttle um, runways would run east to west, because that's where the space shuttle would be re-entering the atmosphere from, right? Because it's in orbit going around like this. It did a few polar orbit stuff, but it was very rare the space shuttle did polar orbit stuff. All
Okay.
the ISS stuff was this way,
Gotcha.
so it would re-enter and then it would land. I think the Florida one is south to north, or it's north to south now that I think about it, which would make sense because the way the space shuttle would slow down is they would do these giant, what they call S turns, where
Hmm.
it's essentially banking back and forth like this to slow down the airplane or to slow down the glider or the brick with wings. Um, so, but anyways, yeah,
The
it's an
brick
interesting
with
airport.
wings.
That
Oh
is how the
God.
pilots described it. They said you take a school bus and you duct tape wings to it. That's how the space shuttle flies.
I believe them. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I believe it. Oh God. That's
Uh,
insane.
So, on a completely unrelated topic and unrelated note, I'm getting into bow hunting or bows in general.
Bows are fucking cool.
I have
Whenever
one.
whenever I
You
was
know that, right?
younger, I really, really, really wanted to get one, and I
I
wasn't
have
strong
one.
enough. I know, they're fucking
Here,
cool. Go get it.
I'll grab mine. Yeah.
Connor's trying to go get his bow. Oh, he's back. There you go. There it is.
What'd you say?
I said Connor's going to get his bow. Look at that
Oh yeah.
meaty behemoth.
There she is.
Oh man, that's nice.
Yep. 35-pound bow with fiber optic sight. I'm holding it upside down, but it's fine. Fiber optic sight, which is right there, and a 4 arrow quiver that has 3 carbon fiber and 1 aluminum arrow on it right now.
Nice.
So, yep. and it's
No,
got a
what is that?
what that's to reduce vibration in the bow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I have a notch on it. Oh, my notch is gone. Never mind. I used to have like a loop of string on the. This is the drawstring right here, and I used to have a little loop of string right here because I had a trigger release for it. So it's like a strap that you put on your hand.
Hmm.
You would clip it into that, and then you pull it back, and then you would
And then you have it,
do
and you
that.
don't not using any finger strength to pull it. Yeah.
And it makes it less likely for like slippage or for the vibration again, because the less vibration you have at release,
Hmm.
um, the straighter the arrow is going to fly. So yeah,
Gotcha.
but I'm gonna get a bow fishing rig for this,
That would be
and
cool.
I want to go hunting in Hawaii
That would be very cool.
on the island with all the axis deer. Lani, Lanai. There's 30,000
Lanai?
axis deer.
Lunai?
Lunai. There you go.
Lunai. Yeah.
There's 30,000 axis deer on the island that are an
Invasive?
invasive species from India and Asia, and there's 3,000 population on the island in total. It's an invasion species. They're overpopulated, and you can hunt them and
Don't. What kind of.
stuff. And they taste really good apparently as well.
That's what I've heard. No, apparent. Well, what kind of, like, I guess, pound, like, pullback do you need to kill a deer with a bow?
I have no clue. I have no clue. I my thing is that if the arrow tip is sharp enough, not much,
Hmm. I don't
because as
know.
long as you have
I
enough
would
to go
I
through
would
the deer,
definitely look into that because, like, my dad would deer hunt bow with a bow,
yeah.
and he had like a 70 pound.
My dad has a 75-pound
I think he
left-hander.
has a 70 pound. But yeah,
My dad is a 75 left-hander, and he said that
is your dad left-handed?
yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah. I think this bow might be some kind of adjustable. Don't quote me on that one, but I don't know. I don't see why they would sell a camouflaged adult compound bow that wasn't capable of killing a deer.
Fair point.
So that would be my only thing. Um, so
Fair
there was a
point.
period of time where I'd shoot this thing almost every day, which is why we only have 4 arrows left. But I haven't shot it since I moved because I don't really know where to go shoot it. So
Fair enough.
when everything reopens, I'm going to run to Dick's and get more arrows and field tips. But yeah,
That'd be good. I would totally get into hunting, deer hunting,
I really
or
want to
bow
get into.
hunting.
I probably could find some places out here in Texas to practice before going to Hawaii. But I want to, like, my dream would be to go out to Hawaii.
I mean, I would like to go bow hunting because, like, it looks super fucking fun.
Hmm.
But I mean, it may be the only way we can, get food. If this goes on for too long.
But you remember that thing I was telling you about where you could like make your own bow and then go hunt and kill? Like that would be a cool little challenge. Like
That would be a cool
make your
challenge.
make your own long bow and then use it to go and kill a deer or something
Hmm.
and then eat that deer just as a challenge or whatever. Just a fun little thing.
Just a
So
fun
I don't
thing.
know.
Go kill an
I
animal.
was I was
Skin it.
looking at it and the season for the axis hunting is very short. Uh
That's weird
the
if it's an invasive species.
That's what I thought too, but I was looking into it and there was multiple sources, including a .gov site from Hawaii that said that it was a
Hmm.
pretty short season. Um, they have 3 units of public hunting property on the island. There's a ton of private stuff, but unit 3 is dedicated for bow hunting only.
Okay.
So then unit 1 and 2 are mixed, and I think unit 1 is youth only, so like under 18 and under, but it
Gotcha.
can be bow or rifle. And then 2 is all ages, bow and rifle, and then 3 is bow only.
Gotcha.
And the weeks, like the seasons are different for bow and rifle and youth
Hmm.
and adult. Um, Last year it was 9 days in the middle of February was the season.
Damn.
It was $125 for a tag and $10 application fee for a hunting license in
Hmm.
Hawaii. And they have a dedicated hunting license for this deer, for the axis deer,
Okay.
because they're trying to get rid of them. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
That would be cool. I mean, shit, if you get into bow hunting, like I'm totally about it.
We should get into bow hunting, is what I'm
I'm
saying.
totally down.
I already got one.
I'm totally down.
Are you left-handed?
I can shoot left-handed, but I'm more comfortable right.
Okay, because my dad's been trying to sell his bow for the longest time, and he just can't because no one wants a left-handed bow.
I
So
mean, I'm sure I could, but like I shoot rifles right-handed. I'm more comfortable
that's fair.
right-handed.
And the thing about his bow too, is that we still have the our targets that we would use,
Mhm.
and when we would go buy bales of hay to put the targets on, right?
Mhm.
He could shoot through that 75-pound bow. So you remember my old pool, right?
Mhm.
He would stand at one end of the pool long and shooting long ways into the targets, right? He would shoot the aluminum arrows because that's what he hunted with when he was a kid because they didn't have carbon fiber
Yeah.
arrows back then. I actually pretty like the aluminum arrows myself, but I want to try to use carbons because they're smaller and easy, like not cheaper, but they're easier to fly with.
Yeah.
Anyways, because of the lightweight. But anyways, um, he was shooting the aluminum arrows, and he would shoot through because we would double stack the targets, right, and then put them in front of the bale of hay. He would shoot through the arrow would go through both targets, through the bale of hay, and sometimes through the fence that was behind it, all the way through.
What the fuck?
Mine would go halfway through one target. So if we were stacking it back to back, it would go partially into the second target and then stop. Yeah.
That's
So
insane.
if anything, 75 pounds is a little overkill. And he even said that.
A little
He
bit.
said that 75 when he was buying the bow, his buddy used to bow hunts. He says, yeah, 75-pound, you'll shoot the deer, the arrow will go clean through the deer, land in the ground behind the deer. The deer will turn around, look at the arrow that's in the ground, and then faint.
Damn.
So that's what a 75-pound bow will do. So
So you're probably solid with like 50,
I'm gonna look
50
around
to
and see if this
60, I would say
if
is
I can get away
plenty.
with. I'm gonna look around and see if I can get away with using this thing. Just because I already have it. Worst case scenario, I'll just set it up for bow fishing, and it'll just be a dedicated bow fishing bow.
I've
Because I'm
gone
still
bow
getting.
fishing. Bow fishing's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
If you get the opportunity, go bow fishing.
Well,
It's a
I'm
ton of
I'm
fun.
taking this to college with me, so
There you go.
and I'll be in like brackish water,
Night bow fishing is the most fun you can ever have.
so
Get a headlight. Boom.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I need to find a place where I can go set up targets and shoot because I don't really have a good place.
I mean,
I probably could get away with doing it in my backyard, but I'd have to because we have those metal fences,
mhm.
you know. I'd have to shoot from like my back turned to my house, shooting out towards like the green space.
Yeah.
So that way I'm not because my neighbors on both sides have dogs and I don't want to be shooting dogs.
I
But
mean,
then the only concern is that if there's someone in the green space back there and I miss the target and then they get shot. But
yeah.
you know,
Sorry, I accidentally killed your dog.
I'm going.
Oh
I'm practicing to go
God.
bow hunting in Hawaii and I killed your dog.
Yeah, dude, how to sound like a psycho 101. Oh Jesus.
By the way, there's 3 resorts on the island where the Axis deer are. Okay,
Mhm.
2 4 seasons. Yes, 2 4 seasons,
Okay.
and then one hotel. It's called Hotel Lanai,
Okay.
and it's definitely a couple's treat hotel.
Okay.
So, and the only way to get onto the island is via a charter plane from either Honolulu or no, only from Honolulu. But there's 2 airports on Oahu. So either the regional airport in Koalani or the international airport in Honolulu.
I don't know. It sounds like a perfect getaway for you and
I'm down.
I.
I
All
mean,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, fuck it. Let's
yeah,
do it.
I'm down. I would want to go hunting on like a private ranch here in Texas just to, you know,
Well, when we get society
practice.
back, let's set that up.
Yeah, because that'll be a lot cheaper than flying to Hawaii.
I think we should get good at it first. Make sure we can actually kill something before we go spend a few thousand. We're like, hey, we're in Hawaii and we don't kill fucking anything. Yeah,
Yeah,
come
I
on,
would like to bring back. My
come
goal
on.
would be to bring back a head, like a taxidermied head, like a
That'd be
mount.
cool.
I need to look to see if there's anyone in Hawaii that'll do that because I doubt that I could preserve the head long enough to get it back to the
Yeah, probably
mainland.
not.
Yeah.
Probably
I'd also want to
not.
try to see if I could find a butcher in Hawaii to do the meat for us, so that way
Oh,
we don't
for
have to
sure.
worry about that.
I'm
Um,
positive you could.
yeah,
Put it in
yeah.
a couple coolers. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Put that shit on dry ice
Yeah, I mean, like,
in a Yeti cooler. We'll be good.
well, fuck, that's what Joe Rogan does.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, throws it in a cooler. But
Might have to see if we can get some Southwest flights then for the the extra baggage, free bags. You get 2 free
yeah,
bags in Southwest. So
there you go.
I've never flown Southwest to Hawaii. I've only done United. No, I lied.
I flew
Last
Southwest
time
one time.
I went Southwest to Orlando
Okay.
because it was a direct flight.
I don't know. My parents, almost every time we've gone, they get Delta. So
I'm a big Delta fan myself.
yeah,
But
it's nice.
Getting Delta to from Austin to Honolulu is kind of iffy.
Yeah.
It's easier to get United or American. Those
Okay.
are the two that we've flown to Hawaii. So there's that.
Gotcha.
American serves in first class at least will serve you drinks before the takeoff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
So
So we may have to
yeah,
think about that.
we might have to think
We
about
might
that one.
have to think about that.
Might have to think about that one.
Okay.
This is a Genesis bow, by the way.
I know nothing
If you're
about bows.
curious.
I know nothing about them.
And then I have a 2-point archery sight. Do you know that? This thing is so uncalibrated, I can tell you that much. So the first thing I have to do is calibrate this son of a bitch.
You should figure that out.
I'm pretty sure you see like it has like different colors on the little tips. I'm pretty sure those glow in the dark. Pretty sure. But yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's go bow hunting.
Let's do it. All right, man.
So down.
Next week.
Yes, sir.
All
That
right.
should be good. I'm not going anywhere
Yeah, I mean, you got school this Thursday or next Thursday?
this Thursday, but it's all online shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Then we will figure it out.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, yeah. Is there anything else?
I
Other
got
than
nothing.
boredom killing us slowly during this quarantine?
As per usual. But I just got a new toy, so.
Yeah, well, that works. Yeah, you need to figure out your new toy.
And I need to work
Did
on
we show
archery.
that? No, we didn't show that. Connor got a racing wheel. Connor got a racing wheel. Logitech, what is it?
G29
G29. Did you get the PlayStation spec or did you get the
PlayStation spec. Because it has
It seemed like it had
2
more
things.
features to it.
More buttons. This right here, there's actually a rev limiter.
Okay.
Like LED lights that are rev limiter right here. And then this is twistable.
What does that
So
change?
it's like a dial. You can
Okay. You
it's
can
a
map it
macro,
to
so you can
anything.
you map it to
Gotcha.
anything, yeah. Exact same to the Xbox. Minus this blue thing right here.
Yeah.
But then yeah, it has more features in the button mapping and stuff. Got it open box on eBay for $189.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hear that, kids? Go to eBay. Get yourself a wheel.
Hey, the box that it came in looked a little beat up, but it
Fuck
still had a bunch all the original from factory plastic on it and stuff. So
I'm sure.
haven't actually plugged it in yet, so we'll see what happens.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Alrighty, man. That was episode 6, and we'll have a new episode next week.
Yes, we should be back on our Tuesday schedule, barring any technical difficulties, of course.
Yeah.
But
hopefully.
Oof.
Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.
Yes, sir. Peace.